Hey Internet. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about Boeing. And this is not something that is a new or original topic, but um, and obviously I'm not a professional, but I am an avid amateur and a watcher of the aerospace industry and space industry. Uh, as you can see here from my wallpaper behind me, I am definitely an aerospace enthusiast and always have been ever since I can remember, to be honest. So, where I'm coming from is from a place of respect and from love of aerospace and enthusiasm in the aerospace and space industry. So, yeah, I'm not doing this as a tear down video or as a complaint video or as a way to disparage a company or any one specific person involved in a company. So this video is coming from a place of love and from a place of enthusiasm and a desire to not get snuffed. So, let's just have a little look at the things we have behind me here. Over the right shoulder here, we have some photos of the assembly of a Saturn I, a very early rocket in the Apollo series. Down below here, one of my prized possessions. It's a piece of the Aquarius lunar lander from the Apollo 13 mission. Um, I think I got it. Whatever. Up over in the left shoulder, we have another photo of one of my favorite rockets, the Saturn I, and then a blueprint of the Saturn V, and then rockets of the world. And let's have a closer look at that one particular poster there. This is a Saturn V rocket. This is a poster that we picked up when we were at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida watching a space shuttle launch. And the space shuttle was also largely developed by Boeing. But in specific, I wanted to draw attention here to the first stage. Huntsville, Alabama, Boeing Company. Of course, that's not the Boeing we're talking about today. We're talking about a different Boeing. No, we're talking about this Boeing.
This wasn't even the emergency door. We're at the end of the plane, so the emergency door's right there. It was just a piece of the plane.
Yeah, that's outside. And we're talking about this Boeing. Ugh. That's worse. And this Boeing. That's also worse. And this Boeing. Yeah. These are all these last two images were the Ethiopian flight and Lion Air flight of the 737 MAX. And we're talking about this Boeing. Yeah. Some things we could not get comfortable with. Yeah, I bet you couldn't get comfortable with because Butch went out into the Starliner the day before they made the decision that they're definitely not coming home on that thing. And he heard weird noises coming out of it. Something to do with radio interference. That doesn't sound so bad. But then again, anything unexpected in space is generally regarded as not good. So, I like Boeing. I've always liked Boeing. I used to live just north of Boeing. So let's give them a hand. Because I like Boeing. How to fix Boeing. First step, the NU 737s, you got to find out what's wrong.
I don't know if you're going to do a buyback or if you're going to offer to buy them back, or you're just going to say, hey, we're going to come in and randomly check these ones and give you new ones in exchange. But I would say someone with more experience than me needs to come up with an exact percentage. But a decent number of Boeing 737s need to be brought back to Washington, back to Redmond. No, wait, that's Microsoft. Anyways, need to be brought back to the factory warehouse, stripped down, taken apart, take the wings off, drop the engines off, see what the wiring looks like. You've got to find out what is wrong with these things that you haven't found out yet. Because to find out what's wrong with these things by doing that, that's not acceptable. That's not troubleshooting. Okay? You got to find out what's wrong with them before you start throwing more people into the ground. Stop chasing the 737 MAX 10. It's over. The 737 MAX 10 hasn't even been approved by the FAA, and the FAA has given some pretty strong indications that they're not likely to, or not likely to soon, or maybe they won't at all. That'll be devastating for Boeing because they keep chasing this thing. And look, the 737 was a swell plane when it was designed 35, 40 years ago, something like that. Its market was small regional airlines that couldn't afford to have proper skyways to plug into the doors so people could get at them. They were low enough that you could have just roll upstairs. In fact, my first 737 experience was had its own stairs built in. They popped out from underneath the door and unfolded like a kit. It was beautiful, but it's because it was so low. That's the 737 thing. It's super low. That's why they had the problems with the engines going forward, requiring the LCAS, or was it MCAS? It was MCAS, and sending these things into the ground. So, look, the 737 was a great plane. Let its legacy end in some positive glory without causing any more of this. All right, this is not a good airplane. Let it go. Okay, it's over. Retire the Starliner and start over. Why retire the Starliner? And I don't mean start over. I mean use it as a base. Use it as a what not to do, if you like, especially with those thrusters. What a fucking disaster. But start over. Now this isn't unheard of. We're gonna pan back here. This was not the first iteration of an Apollo command module. There was another command module that came before it. Unfortunately, it had a really bad design, specifically in the door, and it also had a pure oxygen environment. And these things led to the death of 3 people on the ground, right? So it's not unheard of to take something that's bad and say, look, we need to redesign it, and then do it. Because this is designed to go to low Earth orbit, to the ISS. There isn't anything else in low Earth orbit yet, and maybe there won't be. So don't count on something that isn't there. So this is designed to go to the ISS. It's not certified to go to the ISS. If it ever gets certified to go to the ISS is going to be in the Indian Ocean, and it'll be too late. What they need to do is come up with a new design that is not designed just for low Earth orbit. They need to incorporate something that has the ability to go lunar. They need to have something that can do moon orbit and return, because right now there isn't anything except Orion. Not even Dragon can do that. There's going to be a lunar Dragon and a Mars Dragon, but those are not done yet. Starliner can get the head start on that and become the next competitor to Orion, becoming a lunar orbit capable capsule. But they have to stop chasing Starliner. It's a piece of shit. It's broken. It's fucked. Stop it. It's over. You're not going to get it up to the ISS before the ISS is in the ocean. It's over. Design a new mid-range passenger plane. The 737 is lovely. Let's retire it. Let's put it in a warehouse somewhere, dip it in gold, and say, wow, we love this airplane and all the things it did for us. And then we're going to design a new one. Come up with something that's capable of doing mid-range, maybe like 300 passenger, high bypass turbo jet, high bypass turbofan engines, something that's nice and fuel efficient, and bring Boeing back to what it used to be, creating leading edge designs that are safe and that are efficient and that are looked at with pride. Because right now, if I had to fly somewhere and if it was on a Boeing, I'd be pretty hesitant. Even if it wasn't a 737, I'd be looking at other carriers. So, I mean, if you have a new aircraft that you designed from scratch, you get to put in all the new technology instead of trying to retrofit an airplane that you designed, 50 years ago. Not only will you get the pride of creating a new aircraft, you're going to come out of this with the PR of a hero. Remember those days when, the first 747 took flight? Those were huge days. If you roll another 737 variant off the shelf, no one is going to give a shit, and your reputation is still going to be tarnished. Settle the strike, for fuck's sakes. There's absolutely no way you're going to come out of this in any positive light unless you pay your people. It's not going to work. To quote one of my favorite films, we've all been given a shit sandwich and we've all got to take a bite. So you guys need to just settle down, settle the strike, and make it equitable to the people. You're not going to come out of this making money. Look, your days of making profit are over for a long, long, long time. But you can still run at an efficient level and you can still look to the future, right? So settle the strike. There's absolutely no way you're going to build the best airplanes and the best spacecraft unless you have the best people to build them. It's so fucking obvious. Settle the strike. Don't fuck around. Here's a bonus one. Whistleblowers. Whistleblowers. Just don't kill them anymore. So, there you go. There's 5 easy steps in a bonus one on how to fix Boeing. I hope this comes forward as a positive thing for Boeing, and I don't get a knock on my door or lights behind me when I'm out mountain biking tomorrow. Thanks for watching.